Hey everybody, Sarah Grillo here once again, and today I'm coming at you with answers to March questions that people posed on my channel. So, sorry everybody for being away, you know how it is. This is from Akash Chahari. Sarah, please help me out. I've paid my level 1 fees through wire transfer, and now the CFA Institute sent me a receipt stating it should be saved in my CFA email ID after paying through wire transfer. Since I already made payment, how can I make payment through receipt? Okay, I'm not like everybody, like I'm a businesswoman. I have my own business. Like I'm not a CFA Institute employee. So Akash, sorry about this. This is something you have to work out directly with the CFA Institute. Email them. Jen B, since I do not come from a finance background and work a full-time job, plus 3 hours of commuting by the subway. Caramba! Would you recommend taking it in June? I was hoping to write it in December. That way, if I didn't pass, I could retake it in June. Do you have any advice? I think you should take it whenever you can put the hours in that are committed, the committed time to be able to do well. If you can't study enough, then don't do it. It's just that simple. I love your videos on YouTube. They're really informative. I'm reaching out for you. Thank you, Mandar Chavan. I have a master's in information systems management. At present, I work in technology consulting, healthcare company as a project manager. I would like to work in an IT field for an IB or financial services sector as a project manager in the USA. I would like to know if the CFA certification will give me enough credentials for making my move. Okay, everybody, time out here, okay? The CFA doesn't give you the credentials to do really anything specifically, okay? It's a designation that gives you a general background, but it is not a technical training kind of a certification. It's not. And it's not even really that much of a rite of passage because so many people take it and get it. So just keep in mind that when you do take it and get it, you're just entering into like a more competitive kind of a job. Once people see you have the CFA, you're always going to probably be applying for jobs where you're competing against other CFA charter holders. Okay. Also note that I'm an international candidate, so H1 restrictions may apply. I have a bunch of videos on this, how to get a job in the US if you're from India. So maybe you're from India. What does it say you're from? I don't even know. Sorry. It was written for India, for people who are from India, but you can just look on, like type search in the search bar, India, into my YouTube channel, and you can find it there. It applies to any country, anyone from any country that's looking to move to the US and get a job there. 3 weeks ago, Menti Navqui. I have 14 years of education. Now I want to study finance. If I choose the MBA, it is 3.5 years longer in my country after 14 years of education, or else directly go for the CFA qualification, which takes 3 to 4 years to complete. Second question is MBA necessary considering my education? This is hard to answer. This is like you asking me, what should you eat for breakfast in the morning? Without understanding your diet and your health requirements, I can't make a recommendation. Unless Meni Navqui, sorry for butchering your name, unless I know what it is that the end result is, I really can't advise you about MBA or CFA, but I have a million videos about MBA versus CFA on this channel. Kenji K. Adeniji, sorry, again, I'm sure I butchered that. Great info, Sarah, and keep up the good work. Why, thank you, and I appreciate you watching. I have a few questions. How do you feel about the CFP? CFP is Certified Financial Planner. That's a designation that a lot of people who are financial advisors will get. How do you feel about the CFP versus the CFA? I think it's a good designation if you're going to be a financial advisor. I don't think you need to go through being a CFA charter holder if you're going to be an investment advisor. The skill set is different. It's more general. You're not getting as much into investments. If you're looking to be an investment manager and a portfolio manager, then I think you should take the CFA. Do you think the program at Hofstra University, Finance MS Concentration in Investment Analysis is worth pursuing, or do you advise to just do the CFA program? if you're focused on becoming an investment analyst, then I think you should go into the Hofstra program. Should you just do the CFA? At some level, it doesn't even matter, because you can have the best educational credentials in the world, but I've said this a million times in my videos, see the CFA exam support playlist on this channel. If you were to really want to get into the industry, then you'd have to be able to interview, and you'd need really like a lot of other credentials other than just your educational designations. Okay. Let me see. Now people are just saying thank you for the questions. Okay, yes, I've been answering these questions, and sorry I can just only answer these like all at a time. It's difficult for me to answer everybody individually. Hi, Sarah. Thanks for the video. I'm currently a junior. This is from John L. I'm currently a junior seeking a buy-side research associate position out of undergrad. I've held 2 previous internships in equity research and go to a top 10 U.S. business school. I'm also set to sit for the CFA exam this June. With so much competition from experienced and hires and MBA candidates, how can I beat them? John L. I've addressed this numerous times on my channel. There are a lot of creative things that you can be doing to get a job in equity research or on the buy side. Check my videos, search on equity research or buy side positions. It's in the portfolio management jobs playlist. Okay, now people are saying, now, by the way, for all of you that are like emailing me through YouTube with your email addresses, please stop, because it just really creates an extra step for me. And I think I'm probably going to start like just not even acknowledging it when people do that. I'm very clear in my videos. Email me at my email address, sarahgrillo@hotmail.com. But I always get these emails to like my work email address or my LinkedIn or like my YouTube. It's like, follow directions, like be a little bit attentive, because if you can't pay attention now and like follow directions and listen, you're not going to get anywhere in the business world. It's just that simple. So practice listening now. Email me at sarahgrillo@hotmail.com. Don't post up your email addresses to my YouTube, because I'm going to start just like not even sending people things. Is there a value? This is from Matthew McLaughlin 2 weeks ago. Is there any value in having both of the designations? So, okay, CPA versus CFA. He's commenting on my video. Is there any value in having both? Probably not, because what a CPA does is so different from what a CFA does. And I've just found that the skills required to be like an actuary or be someone who works with accounting data is very different from being a CFA. Having said that, there are certain jobs that will blend both. For example, if you wanted to be a pension analyst and compute like net present value computations of present value of like pension liabilities and things like that, that would be a place where there's interaction between those two things, like actuarial skills and investment skills. But those are very few and far between. I really don't think you need both designations. But again, like I always say this, what are you trying to do in life? That's what the end goal, whatever the end goal is, determines what the requirements are. How long are the reports that investment analyzers write? Okay, so Andrew Brown is asking me, how long are the reports that investment analysts write? Well, I'm going to tell you how long they should be. The really fleshed out reports can be like a really long, like 9 or 10 pages and tons of graphs and everything. I always took a very simple approach. If you were to look at my forecasting models and my equity research models, that you can email me, sarahgrillo@hotmail.com. Look in the summary box as well. I'm going to put it in there. If you want a sample of those models and those write-ups, you'll see that it's really fine to, I think, just have a very quick summary report. Keep in mind how short people's attention spans are, and I absolutely think you should keep the backup data, but I just think it's better to make a really strong case. And I've found the strongest cases are those that are just made extremely concisely. Eric Grillo, Andrew Brown, another question. A lot of questions from Andrew Brown, which I'm glad for, Andrew. Thanks for watching. Do you learn how to analyze stocks on the job through training, or do you use things you learned at your college? There's a few ways you could do it. I would say the best training is that you get on the job, but definitely having that more theoretical kind of higher level knowledge of the theory behind the stock market is useful as well. So I don't think it has to be exclusive. You can do them both, but I would definitely be more biased towards the practical side, the experience side of things. Jake Fiedeleller. Sorry, Jake, I butchered your name. Did I say it right though? Anyways, let me know. Post up, Jake. Let me know. Hey, Sarah, I found your YouTube videos. I wonder what your thoughts are about trying to receive a CFA level 1 while in college. Do it, buddy. There's an intensive program. However, I'll be working for the commercial real estate firm HFF on the debt and equity placement team. Wasn't sure how well it would translate to the role. Probably not that well, but I absolutely think the earlier you can get started with the CFA, the better. And it sounds like you have this program in place. That's, Jake, of course, if you know what the end result is that you want to do. If you don't want to be in anything investment or really like hardcore finance related, then it doesn't make sense to do the CFA. Depends on what you want to do. Can you give an example of something you did to distinguish yourself during interviews? Well, one thing was I always sent like really fast follow-up. I always sent a thank you card like right away, and that was a handwritten thank you card. You really have to write things out. Nowadays, it's so easy to just send an email, but when you actually take the time, and I'm sure I didn't do this all the time. I'm sure that there are people watching this, somewhere across the country that are like, what? Because I didn't always do that. So I can't tell you that I always wrote out a note, but a lot of times I did, and that was really distinguishing. A lot of times I would bring in a prop, like a bit of research that I did. I used to have these investment management interviews, and I'd go and I'd have like a little portfolio prepared and an analysis prepared, and I would actually walk them through and show them that I was committed and show them that I was not just saying, but I was actually doing. So that can go pretty far too. Someone's writing at me and swearing at me. I'm not going to say whose comment it is, but people swearing at me, I'm definitely not going to respond to. Alexander Pazak. Hi, Sarah. I'm trying to write an equity research report as part of my job application to one of the iBanks, investment banks. I'm currently studying for the CFA level 2. However, I do not have any experience in equity research. Can you please recommend an online resource where I could find equity reports and Excel models valuations done by actual analysts from investment banks? Also, could you please forward to me some of these Excel models? You picked Gilead Sciences for your report. Well, okay, so the first thing is, yes, I will send you my models. Wall Street Training, I'll include the information in the summary box. Actually has excellent courses on that, but you have to pay for them. Other than that, modeling websites, I mean, I don't know. I'm sure if you did a Google search, you could find some, but Alexandra, the news is that if you're really serious about this, then you should go and you should pay for the class and just get a professional to teach you how to model. I can send you my reports for free, and I'm sure you could get them for free off the internet, but anybody will tell you, and even myself, I'll tell you that the stuff that I give away for free on the internet is never my best stuff. So probably the same there. Sebastian Ciezil de Leon. Let me try that again. Sebastian Cieza de Leon. Asking how you can contact me. Email me. My email's in the summary box. Okay. Someone else. I think I already responded to this. For an honors student in high school who would want to get into the hedge fund field, what skills do I need to possess to be successful in the hedge fund industry? What major do I need? I'm 18. Yeah, and then someone else is saying that they want to also know the answer to that question. How to get into hedge funds? Well, you really have to have a specialized skill to get into a hedge fund. You have to be like a whiz kid. So that really is going to require you to drill down. If you want to pick stocks, if you want to go to like an equity hedge fund, you have to really know your stuff when it comes to stocks. You have to know how to model. You have to keep up with the markets. You have to have an economic outlook. And while these things sound very basic and high level, it seems obvious. Every time I've spoken with somebody or trained somebody for one of these interviews, they're never where they need to be in terms of knowing the basics and being really solid on them, on the economy, being able to discuss economic trends, having an opinion on the economy, having an opinion on 5 stocks. I always say, like, if you're going for a hedge fund, you really have to be, you really have to, someone's saying something weird about me right now. Okay, sorry. If you're going up for a hedge fund, you really have to know your stuff, and not just in theory, but in really, really, really in specifics. So definitely do your homework, and then let me know how it goes. So thank you everybody for watching. Sorry that this was so long. Oh my goodness, it's 15 minutes. Thanks everybody. Hope this was helpful. Please continue to post any comments and look in the summary box for the follow-up information that I discussed in the video.